Scorpio, right now, as you watch this video, there's someone walking into your life who will shatter everything you think you know about yourself. You can't see them yet. You can't feel them approaching. You have no idea who they are or where they're coming from. But they're coming. And when they arrive, they'll do something to you beyond anything your mind can conceive of right now. I'm not talking about romance, although it can include that. I'm not talking about friendship, although it can start that way. I'm talking about someone who will excavate the deepest layers of your soul and awaken parts of you that have been dormant for years, maybe decades. Someone who will look directly into your inner abyss and not only not run away, but dive in with you. Someone who will make you remember who you really are beneath all the armor you've built. You've been living sheltered, haven't you? Surrounded by invisible walls you erected to protect yourself from a world that never fully understood your intensity. You learned to moderate your emotions, to hide your deepest passions, to present diluted versions of yourself so as not to scare people. You became expert at living on the surface while entire oceans churned within you. But this person approaching you won't be satisfied with your superficial self. They'll break down your walls, not with force, but with an understanding so profound that your defense mechanisms simply won't work. It'll be as if they knew the secret map of your soul before you even met, as if they have access to parts of you that you don't even realize exist. The encounter can happen seemingly casually, a conversation that should be brief but drags on for hours, a glance that lingers a few seconds longer than it should, a moment where something is said that resonates so deeply that you feel as if your soul has recognized a language you haven't heard in a long time. You may even try to rationalize it, explain it away as coincidence, but deep down, you'll know it was unlike anything you've ever experienced. Scorpio, this person will do something that will terrify and fascinate you at the same time. They will see you, not the version you present to the world, not the persona you've built to be accepted, but you. The raw, intense, passionate, sometimes dark, always profound you. And instead of retreating, they will draw closer. Instead of trying to change or soften you, they will celebrate this intensity you always thought you needed to hide. On first dates, you may feel uncomfortably exposed, as if she can read thoughts you didn't even know you had, as if she sees through your carefully chosen words to the truths you keep locked away deep within your consciousness. It can be frightening to discover that there's someone in the world capable of understanding you in this way because you've grown accustomed to the loneliness of being misunderstood. The transformation this person will catalyze in you will not be gentle or gradual. It will be like a fire that consumes everything false in your life so that what is true can finally breathe. They will question your choices, not critically, but in a way that will make you question yourself. They will ask you questions you've been avoiding for years. They will confront you with parts of your personality that you buried because you thought they were unacceptable. For Scorpios born between October 23rd and November 2nd, this person will awaken your creativity and artistic passion in ways you never imagined possible. For those born between November 3rd and 12th, this person will stir deep questions about personal power and authenticity. For those born between November 13th and 22nd, the impact will be on spirituality and connection with deeper dimensions of existence. But regardless of your specific date, all Scorpios will experience the same phenomenon, the awakening of aspects of themselves that had been dormant. It's as if you've lived in black and white your entire life, and suddenly someone turns on the colors. It's as if you've been breathing shallowly for years, and finally, someone teaches you to use your lungs to their fullest capacity. The most intense thing is that this person won't come into your life by chance. There's an almost supernatural synchronicity in the events that will lead to your meeting. Places you wouldn't normally be, situations you shouldn't be in, conversations that shouldn't happen, but which will align perfectly to create the exact moment where you cross paths. As if the universe had conspired to ensure this encounter happened at the perfect moment in your evolution. And here's something that will surprise you. You're already being prepared for this encounter. Those internal changes you've been feeling in recent weeks, that growing restlessness, that feeling that something important is about to happen, it's not your imagination. It's your spirit preparing for this person's impact on your life. It's as if your soul already knows that a radical transformation is approaching. Scorpio, I know that as you hear these words, a part of you recognizes this sense of internal preparation I'm describing. Have you been feeling this sense that something is shifting within you, even without knowing exactly what? I want you to know that you're not alone in this experience. Thousands of Scorpios around the world are feeling the same right now. If you can relate to this feeling of internal preparation, if you feel like something is moving in your life, even if you can't quite pinpoint what it is, leave a comment now saying, "I feel like something is getting ready." No need to explain further. This simple phrase will help other Scorpios watching feel understood and less alone in this process. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is simply acknowledge that we're going through something together with others. Your experience, however personal it may seem, may be exactly what someone needs to read today to understand that they're not going crazy, that they're not imagining things, that there really is something moving and brewing in their lives too. Comment now, "I feel like something is brewing." This person approaching will do something to you that few can do to a Scorpio. They'll pull you out of your own head. You know how it is. Your powerful mind can analyze, dissect, and understand almost anything, but sometimes becomes a prison where you get trapped in your own thoughts. They'll pull you out of this mental prison and connect you with the more instinctual and primal aspects of your nature. And this can be simultaneously liberating and terrifying. Liberating because you'll finally stop living only in your head and start feeling with your whole body, with every cell, with every fiber of your being. Terrifying because you'll realize you've been repressing and controlling so much of your true nature that you no longer remember what it's like to simply be yourself without filters. This person will show you that you are much wilder, freer, more powerful than you've allowed yourself to be. They'll remind you of desires you've buried, dreams you've given up on, aspects of your personality you decided were too much for the world to handle. And when these parts of you begin to awaken, you'll feel like you're being reborn, but also like you're dying to the old version of yourself. The process will not be linear or predictable. There will be days where you feel more alive than ever, followed by nights where you question everything about yourself. Moments of total clarity alternate with periods of complete confusion. This is how Scorpio transformation works, through cycles of death and rebirth, deconstruction and reconstruction. This person will challenge you in ways you've never been challenged before, not through confrontation or criticism, but through a mirroring so precise that you'll no longer be able to ignore parts of yourself you've been avoiding. They will reflect back to you both your light and your shadow, both your power and your wounds, both your wisdom and your illusions. And here's something that might shock you. You'll discover that some of your deepest wounds are actually sources of power you've misinterpreted. That some of the things you're most ashamed of about yourself are exactly what make you extraordinary. That some of your flaws are disguised superpowers you've never learned to use properly. Scorpio, there's something about this person who's coming into your life that I need to tell you. They won't try to save you, fix you, or change you. That's one of the reasons the impact will be so profound. You're used to people who want to soften you, tame you, make you less intense. But they'll come into your life precisely to awaken more intensity, more passion, more truth. She'll encourage you to unearth buried parts of yourself. She'll challenge you to embrace aspects of your nature that you've been rejecting. She'll remind you that your intensity isn't something to apologize for, but something to celebrate. She'll show you that the world doesn't need another lukewarm, predictable person. It needs your transformative energy. The relationship you develop, whether romantic, friendship, or mentorship, will be unlike anything you've ever experienced. It will have a depth that will startle others around you. An emotional intimacy so intense you'll be able to communicate without words. A connection so strong you'll feel each other's emotions, even from a distance. And this will teach you something fundamental about relationships that you've never fully understood. That you don't need to become less to be loved. That there are people in the world capable of loving you precisely because you are intense, profound, and transformative. That your Scorpio nature isn't a barrier to genuine connections. It's what makes those connections possible at the deepest level. But this person will also teach you about healthy boundaries. Because one of the things that most harms Scorpios is their tendency to completely lose themselves in deep connections, to merge their identity with the other person's, to not know where you end and the other person begins. They will show you how to maintain your intensity and depth while preserving your individuality. The transformation process she will catalyze in you will happen in waves. Periods of intense revelation followed by periods of integration. Moments where you feel you understand everything about yourself and life, followed by moments where you question everything again. It's the natural pattern of Scorpio evolution, spirals of consciousness that take you deeper and deeper. During this process, you may feel vulnerable in a way you're not used to. Scorpios are experts at emotional intensity, but they usually manage to maintain some level of control over the process. With this person, you'll discover that you have no control. You'll need to learn to surrender to the transformation process without trying to direct it. And this surrender will be one of the most valuable lessons of your life. Because you will discover that when you stop trying to control everything, when you allow life to transform you, instead of trying to transform life, that's when the most profound and lasting changes happen. That's when you access your true power. Not the power to control, but the power to become. Scorpio, in the coming days and weeks, be on the lookout for signs that this person is getting closer. It could be an increase in the intensity of your dreams. It could be a growing sense of anticipation. It could be chance encounters with people who mention themes or ideas that resonate deeply with you. It could be unexpected opportunities to be in places you wouldn't normally be. Don't ignore these signs. Your Scorpio instinct is spot on when it comes to detecting important changes approaching. Trust that feeling that something significant is about to happen. Allow yourself to be curious instead of anxious. Open yourself to the possibility that life is planning something extraordinary for you. When that person finally appears in your life, and they will, you'll recognize them immediately. Not necessarily by their physical appearance, but by the feeling you'll have when you're in their presence. A sense of strange familiarity, as if you've known each other for much longer than you actually have. As if your soul recognizes something in their soul that it's been searching for a long time. A first date can be intense in a way that takes you by surprise. You can feel simultaneously exposed and protected, vulnerable and powerful, scared and fascinated. It's the hallmark of life-changing encounters. They move you on levels you never knew existed. Over the next few encounters, you'll begin to notice how this person can awaken dormant aspects of you, how they can make you remember who you were before you learned to hide, how they can touch old wounds not to hurt you, but to heal them permanently, how they can see your potential even when you can't. The transformation it will catalyze won't just be about becoming a better version of yourself. It will be about becoming your truest self. And sometimes that means becoming less better in the conventional sense and more authentic in the real sense. Less polished but more genuine, less controlled but more powerful, less confident but more alive. Scorpio, you've spent so much time trying to be acceptable that you've forgotten what it's like to be irresistible. This person will remind you. They'll awaken your natural magnetism, your ability to profoundly touch the lives of others, your power to transform situations with just your presence. They'll reconnect you with aspects of your nature that are both frightening and fascinating. And when that happens, you'll attract completely different experiences into your life, more interesting people, opportunities more aligned with your true nature, situations that require your specific kind of intensity and depth. It's as if the universe is waiting for you to stop hiding so it can give you access to everything that's always been possible for you. The person who will do all this with you won't arrive like an obvious hurricane. They'll arrive like a subtle shift in the atmospheric pressure of your life, like a missing musical note in the symphony you've been living, like the final piece of a puzzle you didn't even know you were putting together. And when they fit into your life, everything will make sense in a way it never has before. What strikes me most about what's going to happen to you is that this transformation will be permanent. It won't be a passing phase or a one-off experience. It will be a fundamental shift in how you exist in the world, as if you've lived in black and white up until now and suddenly discover you've always been able to see color but had forgotten how. This person will show you that you don't have to choose between depth and lightness, between intensity and joy, between seriousness and fun. They will teach you that it is possible to be completely yourself, with all your complexities and contradictions, and still create harmonious relationships and pleasurable experiences. In the months following your encounter with this person, you'll notice changes in every area of your life. Your way of communicating will become more direct and authentic. Your way of relating will become deeper and more genuine. Your way of working will become more aligned with your true values. Your way of having fun will become more satisfying and nourishing. But perhaps the most significant change will be internal. You will stop fighting yourself. You will stop trying to be less than you are. You will stop apologizing for your intensity. You will finally accept that you were made to live deeply, to feel intensely, to transform everything you touch. Scorpio, this person who comes into your life will not only be a catalyst for your transformation, they will also be a mirror to your true power. They will show you abilities you have but never fully utilized. They will awaken talents that were dormant. They will reveal aspects of your potential you never even imagined existed. And when you begin to access this true power, your life will become more magnetic, more meaningful, more impactful. You will become the kind of person who leaves profound marks on the lives of others, who inspires transformation, who serves as an example that it is possible to live authentically in a world that often seems to demand conformity. If you've made it this far, if every word resonated with truth within your heart, if you can feel the anticipation building within you as I describe what's to come, this is no coincidence. It's confirmation that you are ready for this transformation, that your soul recognizes the truth of what is approaching. Share in the comments if you felt this inner resonance, if you recognize the signs I'm describing, if you can sense that something is moving in your life, even without knowing exactly what. Your experiences may be exactly what other Scorpios need to read to understand that they are not alone in this preparation process. Subscribe to the channel because what this person will do to you will be just the beginning of a completely new phase in your life. You'll need guidance on how to navigate the intensity of this transformation, how to integrate the revelations that will emerge, and how to use your newfound power consciously and responsibly. The person is approaching. The transformation is preparing. And you, Scorpio, are about to discover that everything you've experienced so far has been just the prologue to the real story of your life. Prepare yourself, because you have no idea what they're going to do to you. But I can guarantee that once they do, you'll never be the same. And that, my dear Scorpio, will be the greatest blessing your soul could ever receive.